Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. Sorry I've been gone so long. Didn't really have anything interesting going on. But now it's starting to get back into the adventure season. We'll be going elk hunting and deer hunting and maybe doing a little trapping. As a matter of fact, I just did a little trapping last week. I'll take you out there here in a minute. Had to trap some beaver that were clogging up one of their fish screens that the fishing game has on. The water comes off and it goes through these fish screens so the fish can go back into the creek and the water can go out and irrigate fields and stuff. Anyway, I'll take you down there here in a little bit. Today I'm going to work on lots of stuff to get ready for hunting season. I'm going to work on my moccasins. Last year I hunted elk in moccasins and the weather has been nicer, longer, where a guy can wear a pair of moccasins and not really be that uncomfortable. But I don't know if you've ever bought any of these. These are arrow moccasins. The other one that makes a moccasin similar is Carl Dyer, and they're very expensive. And their leather sole, and even though they're double leathered sole, if you wear them all the time, you'll wear holes in them soles really quick. And then you got to send them back and have them put a new sole on it. And that's probably the best way to do it. What I've been doing is I've been putting, here's one, I've been putting a rubber sole on it and I glue it on there. And it helps two ways. One, it keeps you from hitting the dirt when you're walking in wet grass. I don't know if anybody's had the pleasure of walking in anything slippery with a leather sole. You will end up on the ground. They help that way, and then when the rubber wears down, like this one here that I just took off of there, it's got a hole in it, and it's wore thin over here. There'll be a hole in the top here pretty soon. I just pull them out, and I cut another one out of this Beaver material, and this costs about 15 bucks. You can get it on the internet, and one piece will do one pair of shoes. So for 15 bucks you can redo your soles. They'll last longer than the leather will, and $15 is cheaper than having somebody resew them, unless you can resew them yourself, but it's kind of a tough job. The only other thing you need is some weldwood contact cement. So grab a cup of coffee, stick with me. We're going to go ahead and start working on these, and then while we're waiting for them to dry, we'll go take a look at some fish. So let's get this over. This contact cement really holds pretty good. That one was falling off. This one, it's got a couple spots where it's falling apart, but where that glue stuck, pretty good. Oh, there it comes. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. I don't know if you have a wheel like a shoe cobbler would have, you can use that. I like to rough this up, especially if I've taken it off and there's some glue on there. I like to rough that up a little so that the new glue will purchase to it. You know, if you're going to go to a rendezvous that's, you know, with a bunch of people that are really staunch about being traditional and all that, you might get heckled a little with this rubber on the bottom of these shoes. These actually boots aren't really standard rendezvous boots, but the Carl Dyer style boot has been accepted at rendezvous, and so is the arrow. But that's okay if they mess with you because your period correctness isn't quite right. When they slip in the grass and fall on their ass, I don't feel bad laughing at them. We want to make sure when you're painting this on, if you have any fringe on, take it off. There's one thing I know about fringe. It will find its way into everything. Spaghetti sauce, soup, and even this glue. So take it off if you don't want it stuck to your fringe. Okay, so I've painted. What you do is you paint the contact cement on both sides. So you paint it on here, and you paint it onto your sole, and you let it dry. So while that's drying, I'm roughing up this one and getting it ready for glue. Then I'll put glue on this one, and then I'll give them about 20 minutes. And about 20 minutes that stuff will dry, and when you put it together, that's why it's called contact cement. It just grabs. So make sure when you put it down, it's where you want it, because that's where it's going to end up. So anyway, while I'm letting these finish and dry, let's go look at this beaver job I did for the fishing game. Anyway, here's this ditch. This irrigation ditch runs over here, and these screens turn by the water power, as you can see with the windmill. That helps keep the screens clean, and the water that's going out into the pasture goes through the screens and out on the other side of the wheels. And then on this side here, this little bit of water here funnels down to a V, and at the bottom of that V there's a pipe, and that pipe goes right back out to the river. So any fish that get into this ditch can get through there and go out. And you can see that is a big problem there also, because that's getting clogged up also. And that being clogged up makes it hard for the fish to get back out into the river. This time of the year, the salmon are spawning, and so we want them fish to be able to get through these screens. I'm going to go ahead and put this live trap in, because there's a good spot for it right here. The den is right on, it's a bank den, it's on the other side. So I got this baited with a piece of some of the wood that they've been cutting down. I guess this is cottonwood here, and what they've been cutting and eating, and I've got it baited with some sticks. I've used my hatchet to chisel some white spots, so it looks like something's been chewing on it. And the safety is off. I just had this thing close on me. First time. 30 years I've never had one of these close on me, but this one did. So I'm going to set it right in the water here, and then I'll stake it off. Let's see if I can do it without it closing. If you don't have the safety set, you want to grab it here so it doesn't get your fingers. I like the cage part of it to be, about 3 or 4 inches underwater, which this will do. Give it a little more. There we go. And pull some of this grass up, so it kind of comes right there. And then stake this into the ground right here. Okay. Anyway, here's some of the, look at all the stuff these guys have had to pull out of this screen. And you can see the tailings from the beaver chewing and making sticks and feeding get caught in this trash trap right here. It's kind of a ready-made thing for the beaver to have a dam, I guess. Okay, so here's one culprit here, this little guy. It's like maybe last year's beaver. Maybe he moved in here, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get him out of that trap. Got this one stuck down. So, you know, the edges, the stuff's a little stiff, so you got to work the edges so they stick, but they eventually will. And you know, you might want to get them a little rounded. One of the things that I do, or I did, is I cut them a little bit smaller so they don't have to work to the rounded edge. They just work kind of on the flat stuff. Anyway, then you got to sit here and play with them a little bit till they dry totally. So here's this one. This stuff's really cool, man. I mean, it's not sticky to anything except itself. So what I want to do is put it right about, you want to make sure you're kind of going to have it where you want it, because once it sticks, it stays down pretty good. There we go. Now, if you get busy doing something else and the glue dries, all I do is go ahead and hit it again with the paintbrush. It reactivates and you let it tack up again and it'll stick right down. There, that one's looking pretty good too. Now, I'll go ahead and put a little pressure on. You're supposed to roll this, like if you're putting linoleum down or something with it, you're supposed to roll it. You can't really do that, so anyway. So those are ready to go hunting with. I'll just make sure they get packed down. Anyway, that's all I got today. I'm going to try to print some more stuff for you. We got to do a little, I want to shoot the only thing I've ever shot, that last rifle we were working on, that Sharps, I got it sighted in at 100 yards now. Anyway, I need to do a little more shooting with it. And we got to be careful. We can't show you how to build ammo and stuff like that, because then they throw you in jail. So stick with me and we'll try to have as much fun as we can in this communist platform.